Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? This is Adam Carswell. I'm joined today by Gary Lipsky of Break of Day Capital. We are diving into the why, the story behind Gary Lipsky and the amazing work that he's done. You know, Gary, you can correct me if I'm wrong here. Over the last 12 deals that you've done, your track record is phenomenal, and I've known you for a number of years now. So it's great to finally sit down, do something formal right now, get to know a little bit about you, and also talk about something exciting I know you have around the corner. So, on that note, you've really made a name for yourself in workforce housing, especially in the markets that, I know you're familiar with, Tucson being one of them. Tell us a little bit about the investment thesis and just the inspiration for you getting into this
Yeah,
asset class.
yeah, Adam, thanks. Great talking with you. So what originally attracted me to workforce housing was the durability of demand. No matter where we are in the cycle, people need a place to live that they can afford. And workforce housing sits in that sweet spot where you're serving everyday renters. So you got teachers, healthcare workers, service professionals, people who make up the backbone of the local economy. And from an investment standpoint, I also like that it wasn't dependent on being the nicest or newest product. You could come in and revitalize a rental community, and residents can feel proud of where they live. And I like creating win-win scenarios for our residents and for our investors.
I love that. And, but what I know about your project right now too, Icon on Broadway, it really validates, again, that core message.
100%. And it's also on a very busy street across the street from a Home Depot, a Kohl's, Ashley Furniture. So great retail, great traffic, and that helps drive occupancy.
Absolutely. What do you feel like you learned about this asset class, workforce housing, that others might not see or understand?
Yeah, it's not a passive asset class. You need strong property management, attention to detail, and a real understanding of your residents. So small operational improvements, collections, maintenance response times, tenant retention can have a significant improvement on performance. And it's about buying the right asset in the right location at the right basis, which Icon on Broadway is, and then executing well operationally, which we've done time and time again.
Love it. Is there anything about it besides what we've covered so far too that you feel does make it a bit more resilient than just a traditional multifamily or any other asset classes?
Yeah, 100%. It's about need, not preference. And everyone needs a roof over their head. So typically they build class A, really nice properties and not workforce housing because those properties are hard to pencil. So when you combine that with conservative underwriting and strong asset management, you end up with an asset that can perform across different parts of the cycle. And for us, it comes back to that simple idea. We focus on durability first, cash flow, strong basis, and real demand.
Yeah, and I got one more question for you here that I think really allows your personality to shine, and it'll also maybe bring you back to the era of what I'm going to reference here. But I've always known you as someone who got started in the film industry and then gravitated towards real estate. I think that's a really important piece of just who you are and your story too. For those who might be familiar with the space or just curious, what you were doing in film before you got into real estate, tell us a little bit about that piece of Gary.
Yeah, I mean, I was writing and actually co-produced three very low independent films and directed one. I didn't do a very good job, but it was great learning experience on that. And that's what I love about real estate, bringing my creative side and my business side. So when we walk a property, we can know exactly how much things are going to cost and what we can do to revitalize a property. And I love that. If there's nothing for me to do on a property, then it's not worth buying. But if we could see tremendous value, then we're going to go for it. And that's what we're doing here with Icon on Broadway.
I love it. And it's great to see how the project is progressing. Getting to reconnect with you here a lot more recently too, Gary. It's one of those moments where I'm happy we're here and looking forward to what's next. So, for those who do want to learn more about Break of Day Capital and even the project you're working on right now, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Yeah, you can go to our website and there you'll have access to our portal. It's breakofdaycapital.com.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gary Lipsky. Go and connect with him right now.